everyone. It is deafening silence here with a camera video. What the heck? I am a real person. I'm not just hands. So as the title suggests, today we are talking about Funko Pops. More specifically, Funko Pops that I have recently acquired. My wife and I, we collect a lot of them. And actually, there's a kind of shrine over there in the corner. Oh, and you can see Mandalorian and Wolverine. And then you can see Spider-Man, kinda. My living room's a man cave. But yeah, we collect a lot of these things, and thought it'd be fun to kind of open these up and take a look at them and talk about them. So, we'll just start with who I'm holding, which is Commodus? From the movie Gladiator. And actually, it shows here that this wave has two of them, which is Commodus and Maximus, and we actually have them both. I've not even seen Gladiator. I should be shot for that. But I do know this is the character that Joaquin Phoenix plays, and of course Joaquin Phoenix now played the iconic and notable role of the Joker. So if we open this guy up, so here he is. He is really well sculpted. Love the colors. And of course he's got the iconic there. Yeah. I remember when Funkos first were a thing, and like the characters were just like in these kind of basic bulky poses, and they didn't have much to them, and now you've got characters with their own like accessories and like little background pieces that they're in and all that kind of stuff. And I'll actually probably do a video, if this does well, of my Funko collection and like my favorites. I have quite a few Spider-Man and others, but this guy looks really good. I like him a lot. Pretty impressive. Again, the colors are really good. That one was the wife's choice, by the way. Next up we've got Riku. This is another one of the wives. She is a massive Kingdom Hearts fan. I am not, but of course I know some of the characters like Sora. This wave has Riku, Mickey, and Vanitas. And I assume that is Riku with a signature Keyblade weapon. Opening this guy up. Again, really well sculpted. And again, signature Keyblade weaponry. I like the colors. Something that's great too with some of these, though not all of them have them, is some of these he doesn't, but some of them have a little peg insert for you, so you can place them on the little like action figure stands if they have a problem falling over or whatever. And I've had to do that with quite a few of mine. So that's Riku, if that's how you pronounce it. If it's not, don't shoot me, okay? I haven't watched it or played it. Next up, Mike the Liar from Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I'm a massive Skyrim fan. I've invested between the 360 and PC versions. I have definitely spent more than 1,000 hours. Actually, probably like 3,000 hours between all characters and stuff. And of course, this guy is a very memey character that's in the game, and of course, he's never telling the truth about anything, and he eventually gets annoyed if you keep tracking him down and stuff. But this guy is part of a pretty cool wave. It's got the Dovahkiin, Daedric Warrior, and Alduin, which is a 6-inch version, which it says only at GameStop. I actually found him at Books A Million, and where I get my Funko Pops is everywhere. Target, Walmart, Books A Million, like I mentioned, vintage stock, quite a few. Places that you can find at the mall, like Box Lunch or I think Geek. And of course, GameStop has a few as well. But just like collecting action figures or anything, you just gotta look everywhere. You never know what you'll find. But let's take a look at this guy and see what he looks like. Mike the Liar. Even though he's from a series I actually like and know a lot about, I think the other two look better. But this guy looks pretty cool. Of course, he's a Khajiit. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm probably wrong, but maybe he was in Oblivion too. But of course, he's definitely in Skyrim, and he's kind of an entertaining NPC that you can find. So yeah. Next up, what should we do? Yeah, next up, John Wick with his dog. This is yet another one that is the wife's. Though I was the original one that saw it and was pretty stoked to get it. She's a John Wick fan, and she has seen the first 2 movies. She's waiting to see the third one because of me. I've not seen it yet. Though we did just get the first movie on Blu-ray, so fixing to check this out and see what it's like. But of course, it's Keanu Reeves, who's awesome. You know, Bill and Ted's, Matrix, and of course this series. And let's take a look and see what he's like. So I guess technically it's a 2-figure set, which this might be a first from them, doing something like this. But this is not, technically a Funko, though it does have a big head, like most Funkos do. And then the man in mostly black with a nice gun, and a very good rendition of Keanu Reeves. And this one, yet again, does not have a insert at the bottom for a stand, which is odd. I have several of them that do, and there's some of them that I don't even use a stand for, but so far none of these have had a little hole insert at the bottom for them, which these don't in particular need it, but you'll have to see my Funko Shrine to understand why I need it. So next up, this one was definitely a me thing, and people that see the channel will immediately know why. From Yu-Gi-Oh! The Red Eyes Black Dragon. One of the most iconic monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Joey's signature monster. Rex Raptor's signature monster at first. Then, of course, Yugi used it for a little bit. And this wave, which John Wick didn't come in a wave or anything, it's just him. But this particular wave has Yugi, Maximilian Pegasus, Joey Wheeler, Red Eyes, and then Exodia, the Forbidden One. Exodia, obliterate. And actually, there's another wave outside of this that has Seto Kaiba in it, which I have. I do not have Yugi yet, though I've seen all these out in the wild, as they say. I don't know if I'm going to collect them all or not, but I had to get this guy because he's pretty freaking awesome. Let's take a look and see what he's like. Okay, this guy is massive. And he is awesome looking. He is absolutely awesome looking. The wings are... they're a little bit, tiny bit movable, but I wouldn't do it. But just place him on the ground real quick. He does stand on his own fine, even though he does not have a peg insert in the bottom. The head kind of moves, but not really. It's supposed to be in one spot, but this guy, I would think even people that aren't fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! Would like this dude. He is amazingly awesome. I love it. Funny enough, Red Eyes Black Dragon in the regular art, at one point I had like 6 of them, and I think I lost them. But I don't have them anymore, which stinks because Red Eyes has grown to be like, if he's not my favorite monster, he's right up there. So, next up, we were pretty stoked to find this one. I pointed it out to my wife and she just immediately snatched it. Predator from Predator. I've always liked the way these guys looked, but I actually had for years not even seen the films. So far, I have seen the first 2, and they're pretty awesome. I actually have seen half of like the first Predator versus Alien film, and I intend to complete the watch through of the series, even the ones that are considered bad. Actually, back here, up on my record stand, I have a couple of Predator figures, which are pretty awesome, and there's a couple more that I plan to get to add to my collection eventually. So let's take a look at this guy up close. So this is Predator whenever his cloaking device is coming off, being deactivated. Could be being activated too as well, maybe, but this guy is pretty awesome. He's got his signature little gauntlet here, and the, of course, iconic mask, which everybody knows and loves. He did not come as part of a wave, and yet again, no insert. I'm gonna have to grab one of my figures over here so you know I'm telling the truth. These Funko Pops, some of them do have the insert in them, but head moves a little bit, actually all the way. Nothing else moves on him, but he's pretty cool, and you can't see it, but I'm looking, and he's pretty good at standing on his own. Of course, they molded in some damage to his helmet here, and yeah, there's a lot of different colors and stuff going on there. It would be cool if maybe he was holding like a skull or something in his other hand, but that's fine. And Yeah, it just says it's a predator. If this is from the first movie, I know the different predators have names, but I cannot remember his off the top of my head. One of mine back here that I have is like the ultimate predator named Ahab, and then I have another predator that's he's like cloaked underwater or something like that. But anyway, predator. Okay, that's all good stuff. We're fixing to get to some really good stuff. Last up on the, like, regular Funkos, I guess you could say. Logan. I am a massive Marvel fan and Wolverine fan and X-Men fan. So finding this guy out in the wild was pretty awesome. And he is part of a pretty big wave of Funko Pops coming out, or they might already be out depending on where you're at. But we've got Wolverine from the first X-Men film in his classic black gear. We got Mystique. We've got Nightcrawler, Magneto, Charles Xavier, Storm, Beast, Rogue, Jean Grey, Cyclops, and then this Logan. And my wallet is hating me right now because there's several of these that I would like to get, but I'm probably going to hold off, not only because of that, but because we don't have space for them. Even taking them out of the boxes and putting them up on stands and stuff, they are numerous. But of course, this is kind of like Wolverine out of gear in his jeans, and you know, it's technically a wife beater, but and of course he's got the claws out. So let's take a look at him. This guy is unlike the others. He's got some bobblehead action going on here. None of the others had that. And some of my other Wolverine ones, they had kind of the bobblehead thing going on too. But of course Wolverine's got his kind of classic hairdo and the chops, and of course the claws are, the adamantium claws are out. I do prefer him more in the other classic pose, which is what the Wolverine coming out is, where it's kind of like outstretched, or the one right there where they're in front of his face. But just looking at this guy, seems to stand fine on his own. But yeah, kind of some actual bobblehead action, which some of the Funkos back in the early days were more bobbleheads. Funko Pops were kind of meant to be, I think, they were initially intended to be kind of like a upgraded version of bobbleheads, like a better version, and of course intended more towards pop culture means. But typically a lot of bobbleheads were sports related, and they would give them out free at, you know, games and stuff, and they still do. There's still a lot of them. But Funko Pops, yeah, were kind of meant towards, I think, a non-sports crowd, pop culture and things like that. And they've kind of steered away from the whole bobblehead thing with, you know, as we've seen some of these figures here, you know, high detailed little figurine collections, you know. But this guy kind of goes back to that whole aesthetic. Okay, so I was pretty stoked when I saw it. This was a thing that was being made, and I originally saw it online. I was like, I'm not gonna buy it online, but it's pretty cool. But then I happened to see it at finished stock, and it was a must buy, even though it was $30, which is kind of expensive. So Spider-Man's my favorite character. So anytime he's a meme or something like that, it's great. And of course, like on Reddit, I'm following the subreddit Raimi memes. Sam Raimi, of course, he made the original Spider-Man films, which it became memes everywhere, you know. But this is from the classic TV series with pointing fingers at each other, and of course that meme has just taken on so many different variations. And this is the original. And I'm like, I can't believe they made a Funko of a meme. But it's pretty awesome. Let's open this guy up and see what he's like. Okay, this is so funny. So they're basically the same. They're essentially charging you $30 for the same figure twice, but you know it's the whole fact that you're gonna point off at each other and stuff. Now, interesting little tidbit is back in the early days, it was really hard, apparently, to animate Spider-Man with the webs and stuff, so he doesn't have them on his stomach for some weird reason. He's got it on his head and his feet, but even his arms have them, but his stomach for some reason doesn't have them. That's the only reason I can think of, is that they're hard to animate or something. I don't know why you would skip out on the stomach. I know comic book artists in the comic book artists in the comic book industry would draw Spider-Man occasionally without webs because he'd be tiny and it'd be just really hard to get those details in good. But so anyways, it's them pointing off at each other, and if you have a place to place it, it has this little cardboard thing that you can place up against, which is supposed to be the bad drop where they're, you know, pointing at each other and whatnot. Good cardboard sounds. And if I could, if the camera would allow me, I would do, you know, a little thing of the bad drop of them pointing off at each other. But anyway, that's pretty funny. I saw that and I was like, yeah, I got to go ahead and get it. I got to. Okay. This one's going to be kind of hard to get on video all in one shot. But you may have noticed Mandalorian back there earlier, pointing him out. I'm a huge fan of the series, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Outside of the sequels. But the Mandalorian kind of got Star Wars back on track. They've been kind of having a bad run with the movies dividing fans, and then Star Wars Battlefront, the new series, kind of divided fans even more, and the movie Solo wasn't, you know, so hot and other things like that. So anyway, Mandalorian got things back on track for Star Wars, and things have started to be more positive again in the universe, in between fans and such. So I'm a massive fan. I got a lot, and actually what is left here is going to be Star Wars and Mandalorian related. This is pretty awesome. To be honest, I don't even know where I'm going to put this guy, but I had to get him. This is, of course, from the... Is it the second episode? My mind is drawing a blank right now. It's either the second or the third. Or is it the first? Anyway, he's on the Blurrg. He's on the Blurrg. And he's having to use him to travel across the landscape because he's tracking down the child. That has to be the second. That's going to drive me nuts. I might put it up on here somewhere where it's at, but anyway. He's on these creatures that looks like it would come from Tatooine, but it's not Tatooine. They took a break from Tatooine. These creatures are really cool, but yeah, he's on it, and he's traveling across the landscape, jumping over big cracks in the dunes and stuff, trying to find the child. Let's open this guy up and see what he's like. So Funko, in recent years, what they have started doing is doing dioramas, or they're doing scenes. Like they're doing bigger Funko arrangements of like certain scenes and stuff. You've probably seen the ones like with Batman. There's a couple of Game of Thrones ones that no one's buying it. And there's been a couple of Spider-Man ones, not like the one over there that I showed you, but and they'll have like little, landscaping ideas, or in the case of Mandalorian here, he's on top of this creature, the Blurrg. And this came out in 2019. And I actually have all the Mandalorians from the show. I've got him, I've got the armor, I've got the big guy, the heavy with the big gun, and of course the awesome jetpack where Mandalorian's like, I gotta get one of those. And then did I say the armor already? Yeah, there's another one too. Can't remember her exact name, but this series actually has quite a lot. So we've got Cara Dune from episode, is it 4 or 5? G11 from whenever Mandalorian and this thing, Find the Child. We've got Kuil. I don't know if his name. He's the one that trains Mandalorian how to ride on the Blurrgs. The Mandalorian himself, and there's different versions of him out there. I actually have a couple of them. The Client, Grief, Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, Q90, Covert Mandalorian. That's the one that I have. The other one that I have Covert. We have the Off-World Jawa, Incinerator Stormtrooper, and the armor, which we have as well. We've got these three, this one. We've got another one where he's using his weapon. Yeah, he's using it. I also have the Star Wars Black Series action figure Mandalorian. So I'm kind of a fan. But yeah, just taking one last look at this guy. Very well detailed. They've got like the wear and tear on the armor up there. Some fading here and there. Of course, the Blurrg himself is molded and textured, and yeah, Mandalorian. So the last one for you guys is actually 3. It was a 3-figure acquisition today. I did not know that these were out. I knew months ago that they were doing pre-orders for the child, and it was kind of a basic figure one. And I thought about it, but it was at the time when COVID was really hitting hard, and so anything pre-order was being delayed, especially if it was overseas and whatnot. And so I didn't bother to, because I was like, no idea when they're going to come out. But yeah, I didn't know these were a thing. And so we were shopping today, actually looking for some stuff to help me better shoot my videos. And I happened to see these in the store. I'm not going to be able to get them all in one shot, I don't think. But we'll see. So they're definitely whoring him out, but sex sells. I bought 3 different scenes from the show. This is from episode 4, I believe. Actually, two of these are from the same episode. The other one is from episode 2, but this is him eating the frog in front of the kids, and Mando's like, hey, spit that out. But there's this guy. And then there's from the same episode, Mando and Cara Dune are fighting off, and it's getting pretty intense and such, which I don't like that Mando lost that because it doesn't make any sense. He should have been able to beat her. Salty, but they stop and he walks out and he's drinking from the cup. And he looks like a disapproving mother with a cup of coffee or something. And then there's, of course, this scene, which was very, very cool. Mando's about to be gored by the creature and killed, and the creature's stopped, and he looks over and he sees the little child using the Force and stopping it in its tracks. And it's very awesome. Very awesome. I guess we can open these up and take a look at them. So the first one, I think all the Star Wars Funkos come with like the little stand that says Star Wars, just in case you didn't know it came from Star Wars. And child here is using a little bit of bobblehead action in it. Not a lot because of what he's wearing, but pretty simple color job on it. But it doesn't have to be anything. It's nice whenever it's super detailed and super molded and stuff, but it doesn't have to be for something like this. It's more when you get into like $20, $30 action figures and they're not. That's the problem. Next one. I should mention as I'm taking this out, they sometimes come with little bad drops like this. And I actually, even though it's cardboard, I like to like tape these to things or something like that because it's such a cool logo. I actually was going to wear my Mandalorian hat for this, but I decided not to. The second one with the cup. The kind of big, just blank black eyes is a little bit unsettling. And oh my gosh, doing that with the light, it actually kind of looks like one of the creatures from Mass Effect. I can't remember the name of it, but there was actually there was a wave of SpongeBob Funko Pops that came out, but just the large black eyes, I'm just like, it kind of looks weird. But anyway, last one up, which is definitely the funniest. Him eating the frog. This is funny. Yeah. So, my favorite of all the ones that I've acquired. That's tough. Out of all the ones that I've acquired, that's tough. Probably this one. Just because I'm such a huge fan, and it's a cool little display. It's a cool little display piece. Honestly, once I get a coffee table, it'll probably go in that. But let's say, based on design alone, it'd probably be these two. But definitely liking this guy a lot. So that's going to do it for this video. Like I said, I don't know if I'll do like any more Funko Pop. Well, I would like to do a Funko Pop collection video if this is something that people would like to see. But as far as like Funko Pop hauls, I don't know, because I typically don't buy them like this in large. We just happened to do this because it was my wife's birthday, and it had been a while since we had bought some, but I typically only buy them like 2 or 3 at a time, so it's not like a large haul that I could do for a video like this to spread it out. And I like my ASMR videos to be kind of longer. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, I thank you. Any likes, any shares, any subscribers I get from this is greatly and humbly appreciated. I hope that this was somewhat relaxing and entertaining, If it puts you to sleep, that's great. If not, well, I hope you were entertained, and I hope you were relaxed, and I hope I provided some cool information, and yeah. So, until I see you guys next time on the next video, take care, be safe in this crazy world and crazy times, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now.